Oh yeah, I can actually wear the t-shirt. Exorcist 2. My new Freddy Krueger t-shirt. Right, okay. So, I posted a video not long back. It's the big ass box set of Nightmare on Elm Street. Very, very big, especially when I'm trying to consume space. So I know Paul, Ray, Casper were like, "We're exactly the same thing." Yes, and I do want to like open it up. Yes, it should have had the original artwork on the discs, you know, some kind of thing. It's all just red discs, Freddy Krueger slashes, and that's about it. Massive box set. But you know, anyway, this is a review random. Very quickly, right? There's a lot of Freddy Krueger fans out there. Hi, Rachel. And I'm not here to slate it. I'm just looking around. A couple of Freddy things about, but no. Anyway, first Nightmare on Elm Street. I think Wes Craven, you know, had a nightmare, and he wrote it, and he lived with this, and he bred the character, he embraced the character, even returned as Freddy the Janitor in Scream. But he made the character and then let the character evolve, move on, and let some great directors come in, by the way. Now, revisiting the first one, Heather Lockley, Heather, she's called Heather. I like, she wasn't too convincing to me. John Saxon was quite good as the dad. Johnny Depp's very young in that, and it's some very eventful things, kills and deaths, body bag syndrome and all that. I just found Freddy Krueger quite campy and quite, you know, especially when he's got his big long arms, you know. You know, the score was there, and I was like, right, okay. And I watched it, and I've seen it quite recently, and obviously I've watched Never Sleep Again a few times, and I actually have Nightmare on Elm Street separate, thanks to David Johnson, Mr. Sluggy. So I'd seen that quite recently as well. And I was like, right, okay. Freddy's Dead, the second one, I really, really enjoyed. I thought they did flip it. I thought it was just a boy instead of a girl. Thought he gave off a very strong, spooky performance. But I thought Freddy was fucking vicious as fuck in it as well, giving a bit of the backstory. I did enjoy that one more than the second one, first one, sorry. You know, the bus trip. But every time I've seen the yellow bus going down there, license to drive, when Corey Haim can't get off the bus, he just goes out the back window. Jumps in a Ferrari. Yeah, dream. It's a dream. It's a dream as well. So yeah, maybe it's license to drive, borrowed it. But yeah, anyway, let's have a look there. So yeah, Freddy's Revenge I thought was quite good, and then you had Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors, which I thought was very eventful. Larry Fishburne, Lawrence Fishburne, Patricia Arquette's in there. The whole, like, there's a gang of them going in there and fighting it. I thought it was very original. It had some really good stuff throughout the series as well. They used, I think it was the third one, or maybe the fourth one, with the stop puppets and all that, the animation, and how they really started to push it. I really enjoyed that, especially with the Skeleton Man. That's the third. Heather came back for that one, you know, tried to wrap it up, which was pretty cool. She came back to the series. The whole junkyard scene as well is quite creepy. And, you know, very, very eventful for the time in that, and especially started to really expand the characters. And it's the same with the fourth one. The fourth one, what was it called? The Dream Master. It's a shame Patricia Arquette didn't come back, and it's really quirky and cool that the other two cast members came back, but were killed off quite quickly as well. The other thing I want to point out about the third one as well is fucking Patricia Arquette and the fucking Freddy fucking eating a... It's fucking well good. You know what I mean, visually. So you got, Rennie Howland, who went on to direct Die Hard 2. He took over, and we also had Stephen Hopkins. I don't know if he took over for the fourth or the fifth. But this guy went on to do Predator 2. By the fifth one, though, you know, the whole backstory of the nun getting denunned, and Robert Englund, you know, peeking up in there, and why Freddy is giving Freddy justification of being an absolute sex pest, basically. Started to go a bit weak to me. Great artwork, you know, over the pram, that was pretty cool. But they're starting to blur a bit, you know, almost like a dreamlike. Because I don't really recommend you watching Friday, Nightmare on Elm Street. While you trying to go to sleep, go to bed and all that, because it just fucks with your dreams, man. But yeah, they're blaring in and out. Now, by the time you get to Freddy's Dead, when he's flying around as a fucking witch is ticked, I wasn't into it. I've got Freddy's Dead still on VHS from back in the day. Yes, it does have cameos. Johnny Depp even pops up in it as well. I think it just ran its course by then. I think they were right to kill it off. Rob Shea keeps appearing in it multiple times by this point. You know, I thought like the first one, second one raised it, and I think the third and the fourth were pretty good. Started to dip at the fifth, and by Freddy's Dead, it's like New Line were like, right, Freddy's dead, final nightmare, you know, Jason Goes to Hell, the Friday the 13th, you know, it was just like, right, we're done to death, you know. Freddy was great for like some very eventful kills, and yes, the story was quite good, the mythology of why Freddy Krueger was Freddy Krueger and how he was Freddy Krueger, but the fact that the psychopath just keeps coming back, and all of a sudden in the second one there's a pool party where Freddy Krueger's running around butchering people, which was, I thought was great. You know, the whole thing of him appearing, like the flames going up behind him, was like, yeah, that's generally give you fucking nightmares. But it's like, right, where are you going with this? What's going on? How many times can you kill him? You dug him up, his skeleton kicked your ass, buried it, they killed John Saxton off, he's gone. You know, the myth of Freddy, I mean, is anyone left? So by the fifth one, the sixth one, Freddy's dead. The last kid is coming back, and is just happened he's bringing the psychiatrist back, and, you know, flying through times and voiding through trucks, and it just gets a bit twisted. But then you have Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Now, I've had that on VHS and DVD. Because Freddy Krueger, to me, in this is fucking terrifying. The invention of his new makeup. And I think the story, what Wes Craven did, was brilliant. You know, it's a character he's lived with, he's let go, he's looked at it, went, right, okay. There's the interest. What if Freddy came into this world? Breaking on another dimension, and having Robert Englund, have a Heather back again, and having them play the same characters, and in real life characters as well as the counterparts, and making Freddy Krueger an icon, but then Freddy Krueger very, very, especially the kid. The kid is terrifying in this. Not only was it filmed coincidentally around the real life LA earthquakes, where they just went out, right, there's an earthquake in the scene, yeah, it's just been an earthquake, production value brilliant. The kid, it's like the same kid from Pet Sematary. It's that kid, there's something wrong with that kid. You know, he just screams, oh, so, yeah. But no, nothing. Robert Englund was fantastic in it. I'm happy to have the box set. It's got a lot of great extra features. The first disc has loads, and then by the first disc, and then you get a Retro-Specs. I do apologise, I haven't watched the last Retro-Pest disc. Retro-Pest? What's a Retro-Pest? It's an old pest on VHS. But yeah, 2 films on 1 disc. You can go back and forth, a few extra features now and again. But it's great to have it in a box set, unlike Friday the 13th. I mean, might be a different story in America, but yeah, over here, non-existent. You can get 1 or 2. You know, you can get the remake, Freddy's Dead. Fucking hell, man, Freddy and fucking Jason. Okay. Where am I going? Halloween, can't get a box set. Anytime they're like, New Line's got a box set, there's not a definitive box set. A definitive box set of Friday the 13th would be awesome on Blu-ray. So it is great to have that in a collection, in a big box. It's just a shame of the manufacturing inside. I do love them. After all this years, a massive fan. And I love it how this is the original first 7 Nightmares. Obviously, you know, they tried to reboot it with the whole Platinum Dooms thing, and it didn't go as planned. I would have just recast Robert Englund. You can still do it. Just need to watch fucking New Nightmare, just go, yeah, the guy can still do it. But yeah, Freddy vs Jason was my favourite film of the 2000s in the countdown, because it took a franchise and meant it together. But yeah, rant over. Review rant random. Random talking bullshit, interaction with people. Yeah, well, I just thought I'm killing time while waiting for Jack. So yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.